If I go here to the plus sign, we had the chapter called What the Plus. I can add it in any transaction from here. So I can do an invoice. I can receive a payment, which is another part of the cycle, right? So the first part of the revenue cycle is I invoice the customer, or I enter a sales receipt, right? If I'm in a retail situation, then the customer comes in, they buy something, I enter a sales receipt because the whole transaction happens right then and there. If I'm invoicing the customer for a product or service that they're going to pay for later on, then it's an invoice. So basically 2 things to know as far as the initial part of the revenue cycle. Am I posting an invoice? Am I posting a sales receipt? How do I know which? Well, am I getting paid now or am I getting paid later? Right? If I'm getting paid now, it's a sales receipt. If I'm getting paid later, it's an invoice. Once I've posted one of those, then I can receive a payment. Now, if we're a little bit prior to the beginning of the revenue cycle, I might be creating an estimate. And as you can see, that form is here as well. So this is the customer comes in the door, but they're not sure they want to buy yet, right? So I'm going to create an estimate and I'm going to give it to them. This way they can kind of take a look at it, mull it over, and convince themselves that they absolutely need to have what you're offering. So that's what the estimate is for. Of course, the credit memo is what we're going to issue when we've sold somebody something, they've paid for it, and now they want a refund because they're not happy with it. We hope it never happens, but if it does, the infrastructure is here for us to take care of that in QuickBooks Online. The sales receipt I've already talked about. That's what we do when they're ready to pay right there on the spot. A refund receipt, kind of the opposite of a sales receipt. So it's a receipt that reflects the fact that we've now given a refund. And we have something sort of new and different in QuickBooks Online called a delayed credit and a delayed charge, which we'll take a look at. So basically our revenue cycle, we're focused on all of this stuff. Now here's the other thing to know. If I come straight over here to customers, and I know, for example, exactly which customer that I want to post a transaction for, I can click on that customer, and over here I can create any one of these kinds of transactions that we just went through. So this is the other place to go to when you are ready to start the revenue cycle with respect to a customer. So this is kind of where you go if you already know the customer and have them on your books. This is where you might go more likely if you don't already have the customer in your customer list, right? So you'll go straight to, let's do an invoice or a sales receipt. A membership to schoolofbookkeeping.com provides access to this entire course and many others. Visit schoolofbookkeeping.com to learn more.